And welcome back to the Play Properly channel. We're into our second episode.
Round two, fight! Alright.
You know, I'll let you say your segment. So
we're doing the Smash Up Power Combo Showdown. And the idea here is that we're picking our A-list most powerful power combos and pitting them against each other. And we just finished probably one of the most potent combos against each other, which was the Robot Zombies against the Pirate Cyborg Apes. Of course the Robot Zombies came out on top. So I think, actually, to be honest, I am going to go out on a limb right now, even though this is like just the beginning of this project. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the Robot Zombies actually qualify as a separate category all on their own, and that's going to be the AA power list. But we'll have to see. We're going to see if anything can challenge the Robot Zombies and knock them down from being in their own category to just being a mere mortal regular A-list. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, for this one, we're going to do an interesting mix. I am going to play... Actually, do you want to say yours first? How about you tell us what you're going to play first?
yeah, well, basically, this one's we're playing two decks that have alternative ways to get victory points.
Exactly. So actually, that was what I was going to mention. Is just about all of Smash Up revolves around popping bases to win victory points, and there's different ways of doing that. Many different ways of doing that. But the basic strategy remains pretty much the same. That can be a little boring sometimes. There are a lot of other alternative ways to make victory points out there. Well, I shouldn't say a lot. There's a few. So we are going to take the two most potent alternative victory point deck combos.
Okay. Well, this one is one I actually discovered by playing a bunch of random decks, whatever. It's the Killer Plants with the Aliens. I really like this because it helps you get the invaders out early, often unless you have a really bad shuffle. But so I really find that this combination has worked really well for me. It's one of the few decks that I've had multiple wins with. So
I agree. I think this is one of the most potent combos in the game. I don't think I've ever played it against the Robot Zombie combo. So I'd be interested to do that, and I think it could challenge. Yeah. It could challenge. Both of the combos we're going to play are heavily contingent on certain strategies. Actually, mine more than yours, although yours is heavily contingent on a certain strategy. Mine is like absolutely central. So I think it might, just because we're doing a video, it might be useful to actually just lay out the basic, just the bare bones basic philosophy behind the strategy. Yeah. For yours, what's your basic strategy? I mean, we both know what they are, yeah, so there's no mystery.
It's use my twos to search for my invaders. So exactly
the plants. So actually, why don't you?
Because the problem with the aliens is just sometimes you just can't get the invaders out.
Exactly.
So with the killer plants, you can get them out early and often.
Exactly. Why do you pull them out? We'll pull them out. We'll put them out, and then people can see ahead of time, so they can watch for what we're doing. It makes more sense, I think.
So there's the sprout.
So that's the method. Okay, so the invader is the alternative way to gain victory points. It's a 3. Yeah. So if you know how the minions break down in most standard decks, there's two 3s. So there's 2 invaders. So there's 2 cards in the entire deck. So that's a 40-card deck, right? Yeah. 2 cards that can give you victory points, other than just popping bases like normal. Now, most of the alien deck has other things that let you pull a minion back into your hand. So the general concept is you play the invader, you get your victory point. Notice that it's not like a talent or an ongoing or anything. It's just you play it, it happens immediately, and then it's done. Yep. So you don't leave it out. You play it, and then you want to immediately get back into your hand. And the last thing you want to do is leave it exposed to be killed, because if it's killed, it goes in your discard pile, and then it's a problem.
It's like the first baits with my pirates.
Exactly. So the basic strategy for the aliens is, first of all, to get the invaders into your hand. That's actually the weakness of the alien deck, is just the randomness of whether or not you're going to get them. Some games you'll get them, and some games you won't. So that just won't do if you want to have a consistently winning deck. So that's the basic strategy. So the solution to that weakness is to play one of the options anyways. There's a few other decks that can do it, but I think arguably the best way to do it is with the killer plants, and that's the sprout, because as you can see, the sprout immediately lets you search, well, not immediately, but On the next turn, you play the Sprout, and on the next turn, you can search your deck and pull a 3. So there's your Invader. Now, there are some weaknesses, which I will do my best to exploit. Notice that, this is just curiosity, but notice that the Sprout doesn't say May. There's no option there. It's mandatory. So you play the Sprout on one turn, and then on your next turn, you must kill it, and you must search. So that is a potential weakness there. But so you basically don't want to pull the trigger until you're ready.
Yeah.
You don't want to pull the trigger until you're ready. Okay, that's the basic concepts you can watch for when we play. Okay, mine. Ready for mine?
Yep. There should be a surprise to most people because I don't hear people talking about.
Yeah. So this is one I stumbled. Well, I didn't stumble on it, but I finally relented and started to play the Munchkin Smash Up set. And I had previously refused to play it, but I finally gave in. And the second faction that I tried was the Thieves. And of course, not knowing really what was, I just picked it at random, more or less, and not really knowing what was in it. I thought it was a terrible, terrible deck.
Yeah, first time you played it, I hated it.
Just terrible deck. It was terrible. I did terrible. There was no options. All the cards in my hand were, you needed to discard treasure cards in order to do anything. I didn't have any treasure cards, and I don't know how do you get treasure cards. This is a stupid deck. Okay, so I played it, hated it, and then as we were packing up and sorting out the cards, we went through and I looked at, there's their boss, is the Master Thief. And the Master Thief has a talent, which is draw a treasure card. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, whoa. Because I just played the entire deck through a whole game, and all the cards in my hand were discard a treasure card to do cool things. And I didn't have any treasure cards, so those were all garbage cards that I was discarding because they were useless. So as soon as I saw that, it immediately occurred to me, having played most of the previous factions, it immediately occurred to me that that one card could be the entire focus of a deck strategy if you play the superheroes. Because the superheroes, the mild, the mannered, the citizen, there's like, I think there's like 5 of them, isn't it? I think it's more than the standard. It's not the standard minion. It's 2s and 5s. I believe the superheroes minion breakdown is 5 5s and 5 2s, if I remember correctly. I believe that's correct. So there's actually statistically quite a few chances. So basically, bottom line, it's similar to the other strategy there. Yeah. You're trying to get your core strategy out, pull it out as quickly as possible. You could just play it, and then it's just a crapshoot whether or not that particular game you get it or you don't. I've played Thieves a few times, and got the Master Thief, and it was fine. I played it a couple times and didn't see it at all. That first time I played it, I never even saw the Master Thief the whole game. It was a terrible deck. Yeah. So the other thing I'll point out at the beginning, and the reason that you want to do this, if you can get the Master Thief and are drawing 1 treasure card free per turn, if you can get that quickly, then the Thieves shine. Yeah. Because you have the fence, and there's 2 fences, and they each, if you can discard treasure, they each are similar to an invader. Yeah. They're not as easy to play, but they're similar to an invader. And there's, I'm trying to find it here on the fly, but there's at least one action. There's a couple of actions, actually. There's a couple of actions in the Thief deck that give you victory points. So there's actually a couple, the aliens have 2 cards that give you extra victory points as an alternative to just boring popping bases. The Thieves actually have more. There's actually 4 cards in the Thieves deck. I can't find them right now, of course. But you know what? Hopefully they'll come up in the game. Okay, there's one. That's actually not the one I'm looking for. That's not the card you're looking for. Move along. There it is. Smuggling. So those are the key components for this deck combo. And basically, I've got 6 chances, 6 out of 40. 6 out of 40 chances of getting the Master Thief out quickly. In my games that I've played, almost always you're going to have either a mild-mannered citizen or the Master Thief in your starting hand. If not, you're going to draw it pretty quickly. Pretty much always the Master Thief comes out turn 2. Yeah.
When I was helping Derek test this deck out, his first 2 games with it had his Master Thief in his starting hand. Yeah.
And should we discuss? I believe we did actually play our test combo. I believe. Do you remember a couple games ago? I think it was the second time we played this combo.
Yeah.
And what faction did you play?
You know what? I can't remember right now.
It was Robot Zombies, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
So let's just put that out there that the Thief superhero combo has demonstrated the capacity to defeat the ultimate AA Robot Zombies.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Well, this is an experiment.
Okay, so the table there. Okay, we're good.
We're good.
Yep.
So I'm going to shuffle it up.
Yeah, already shuffled up. You can cut it there.
I'm just worried I just went and put everything all stacked together. I kind of did actually. Mix it up a bit.
Oh, are you doing that? I'll start in the bases.
Yep, go ahead.
First base. Ooh, Unicade 000. Before this base scores, replace it with the top card of the base deck. Keep all cards on it. Discard this card and keep scoring.
Unicrave, actually. Unicrave.
Oh, okay. So,
Unicrave. Yeah. That's basically a wild card base. We don't know what it's going to be.
Not glad to be seeing this one. The Mines 4/2/1. 2 monsters on it.
Sweet.
Minions here have +1 power for each treasure on them.
Sweet. All right, so let's pull the monsters out.
Hippogriff. Adds 3 to the breakpoint. 1 treasure. Ongoing before this base scores. Destroy a random non-monster minion here of power 3 or less. And the second monster is going to be Poltergeist. Adds 2 to the breakpoint. 1 treasure. Undead. Ongoing, this monster has +1 power for each other undead monster on here.
Whoa. We should probably mention right now the way that we are playing at the moment with this particular project we're doing is, I think you can see the whole table here. We have almost all the bases from everything mixed together, shuffled together. So pretty much all the truly all the expansions, all the bases from all the expansions are shuffled in. So it's entirely random whether we get a base that has monsters or not. There's 8 times 2? I think there's 16 bases that have monsters out of however many that stack is. So getting monsters is a hit and miss.
And the only ones that are not in there, of course, is the Sheep and the All-Stars.
Sheep and All-Stars are not in there.
We're playing with decks, with Derek's
exactly.
deck here. We got another monster one. Helpers Hollow. 3/2/1. 2 monsters during each player's turn. Other players' minions here have +1 power.
Huh. So there you go. That was completely by fluke.
And we got Bigfoot with 2 treasures. Ongoing, this is the only monster here that's +3 power.
Is it 2 monsters? 2 monsters.
2
They're
monsters.
both 2 monsters, okay.
And Poltergeist again. If you remember that one.
I better have a look here. Can you cut my deck for me?
Yep.
I'm not super familiar with a lot of these Munchkin cards. The Munchkin cards are still fairly new for me.
That's a good time when we're not using any Titans either.
Yeah, it's interesting. So... Okay, so that's 23 pop. Breakpoint of 23 on the mines.
Yep.
What do we got here? I've never had this base before. That's cool. Other players' minions here +1 power. That's hilarious. Okay, so the Bigfoot is not alone.
I think that's 23, I think, too, unless I had it wrong.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is. Interesting. So this one has 3 treasures, and that one has only 2 treasures. Huh. Because of the Bigfoot. Interesting. Very cool. And the wildcard base, we have no idea what base is going to be.
Yeah.
It's breakpoint of 19, that's all we know. Okay. Right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is normal. Good. So I start. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so as I said, off to a good start. For an action, I'll play Secret Stash, play on a base. When this base scores, add 2 treasure cards to the reward. There's now 5 treasure at this base. Whoa. Mild-mannered citizen, as I was saying, on my starting hand. So ongoing, at the start of your turn, you may destroy this minion to search your deck for a minion of power 5 or more, play it here as an extra minion, and shuffle your deck. I will draw 2 cards. 1, 2, I'm done, you may go. Sweet.
Alright, I will play an Innovator there. Gain 1 victory.
It's begun. Ding.
Just to slow you up. Crop circles, choose a base, return each minion on the base to its owner's hand.
Yeah, okay. That works.
It's delay.
Mm-hmm. This game's all about delay.
And then I'll draw 2.
Okay, my turn. So in order to counteract his delay, I'll play a mild-mannered citizen at the mines. You already know what it does. And because he's delaying me, I'll play radioactive exposure. I forgot to mention, this is another card that lets you immediately pull your 5. Destroy one of your minions to search your deck for a minion with more power. Play it here as an extra minion and shuffle your deck. So I'm playing it on a 2 to kill the 2. 5 is more than 2. So there's the 5 mild-mannered citizens, the Master Thief, and radioactive exposure. So that's 7 cards that could potentially be in your starting hand to pull the Master Thief right away. So we're doing that. Here comes the Master Thief. I'm going searching. Here we go. Oh, he's right at the bottom. Look at that. Master Thief. Okay. Engage special strategies. Talent, draw a treasure card. Here we go, treasure card. And I played an action and I played a minion, I believe.
Yep.
So I think that's probably it. I'm drawing 2, 1, 2, I'm done, you may go.
I'm going to play an Invader at the mines, gain 1 victory point.
All right then. Taking the lead.
I'm going to play Beam Up, return a minion to its owner's hand.
That's good. You got the cards right off the bat, that's good. Doesn't always happen.
No, it doesn't always happen, but I'm taking advantage of it right off the bat.
That's good.
And I draw 2.
Okay. My turn.
Yep.
First thing before anything else, talent, draw a treasure card. Alright. And then I'll play an action. Action is swipe, draw a treasure card. Sweet. Action. Okay. Then my minion play, so I played an action, my minion will be Fence. That's my equivalent of the Innovator. Okay. So it says, you may discard 2 treasure cards to gain 1 victory point. I will discard 2 treasure cards, and I will gain a victory point. Now the difference here, I'll just point this out. The difference is, it's more onerous for me to get these guys out, but they stay out. So I got power that's slowly accumulating, whereas notice that Larry's got 2 points, but he's got 0 power on the board. So it's an interesting difference between the 2 decks. Similar strategies, but different ways they cash out. I am now I did everything.
And he always places his Master Thief somewhere where people...
Right, this is a good thing. Yeah, you want to put the Master Thief somewhere on a base that's not going to pop anytime soon. More can be said about that later.
Yeah.
Okay, drawing 2, 1 and 2. I'm done.
Alright, so for my action, I'm going to play Sleep Spores on the helpers.
That's annoying. So play on a base, other players, that's an ongoing. Other players' minions have -1 power here, which...
Because I know you're going to want to pop that base first because all the treasure on it.
Well, not necessarily first, but certainly at some point.
Yeah. And then I'm going to play a Water Lily and a Unicrave. Ongoing, draw a card at the start of each of my turns. Only use 1 Water Lily's ability each turn.
That's good.
And then I'll draw 2 cards.
Okay, my turn?
Yep.
First thing, pretty much always, talent, draw a treasure card. Always want to draw it immediately to see what you get, because there's actually some cool stuff that you can do good stuff with.
And the treasure cards deck pile itself's got a way to get a victory point too.
It's true, yeah. So basically this combo, it means that I'm basically playing with three decks, effectively. Because the treasure deck is pretty much my deck as well. Although, by random chance, we've got 5 and 2, right?
Yeah.
So quite a few treasures are up for grabs from popping bases, which is actually unusual. But it's cool. Okay. So... what should we do when we live in a shoe? We're going to play Awesome Guy at Unicrave. Ongoing, your minions here cannot be destroyed by other minions. Destroyed by other players. Okay, and then more with respect to keeping the Master Thief operational the entire game. This is a treasure that I got. It's the Boots of Running Really Fast. Play on a minion. Talent, move this minion to another base. So, the Boots of Running Really Fast is a way to protect the thief. If Larry decides... well, one strategy he could adopt is to decide just to pile on and pop the base, thereby killing the Master Thief. If he does that, I just go somewhere else. Okay. I've done my treasure. I've played my minion. I've played my action. I'm drawing. 1, 2, you may go.
Alright, start of my turn, so I'll use my Water Lily, draw a card.
One thing I'll mention while Larry's thinking is my deck strategy is all about having the Master Thief in play all the time. So he can be killed or the base can pop. There's got to be ways to pull him back, and actually this deck combo provides a lot of ways. So what's Larry doing?
Venus Mantrap.
Okay,
Lines.
that's his boss.
Talent, search my deck for a minion of power 2 or less. Play it here as an extra minion.
Okay, so that's a super good boss. That's one of the better bosses in the game.
I'm going to do that.
Uh-oh, play properly. So I'll just say the Venus Mantrap can pull a 2 every turn. So basically it's a 7. Pretty much automatically. So what I was saying earlier, basically you got to keep the Master Thief alive, and if he dies, bring him back. Actually, it's a her. Bring her back. Oh, there he's going to play.
Blossom, play up to 3 extra minions that all have the same name. 2 invaders.
Ooh.
2 victory points.
Interesting. Now that's interesting to me because he's just unzipped and exposed himself. His invaders are sitting out there. I could potentially kill them somehow. If I could find a way to kill them, they go to his discard pile, then that's a major. That would be a blow. Unless
I want to kill him myself.
That's fine. Yeah, he could just cut his losses. To be honest, he's already got 4 victory points from his invader strategy. That's a solid. That's like popping a base.
Yeah.
Just from the invader strategy. So at this point, he could just switch horses and just go straight up old school pop bases with power.
Yeah, draw 2, your turn.
So that could work. Okay. Before I start thinking too much, talent, draw a treasure card. I'll just point out, there are some really interesting and really good cards in the treasure deck. Some of them are garbage. A lot of them are circumstantial. But under certain circumstances, they can be devastating. In one of our other videos, I used a treasure card in the last turn of the game to completely flip a base and win the game. So, you know, maybe I got that card in my hand again, just, you know, maybe not.
Is that the crossbow?
No, it's not a crossbow. There might have been some bad breath involved. So my action will be swipe, draw a treasure card. Ooh. Interesting. Now I have a dilemma. Part of the problem with this deck is you're using all of these ways to draw treasure cards into your hand, and then you're drawing these treasure cards, and some of them are damn good. So it's like, you got to, like, to play a fence, for example, you got to discard 2 treasure cards. It's like, well, I don't really want to discard them. They're actually pretty good. So swipe was my action, which means I haven't played a minion yet, I don't think. Alright, so I think what I'll do, for the moment at least, is... What do we say these are 23 or something? 23, yeah, 23 they're each 23, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. Kind of wish I had my minions in different places now. But I don't, so that's fine.
Well, you do have those running shoes on.
Oh, I Master Thief can right away. That's not the question. Okay, I'm going to play Captain Amazing over here. So Captain Amazing talent, give each of your minions here +1 power until the end of the turn. That potentially allows me to counteract Sleep Spores.
Yeah.
On my turn only, not on Larry's turn. I keep screwing that up because it's a talent that only works on my turn. Okay. I played swipe already, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So minion action done, I think.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's perfect. Draw 2 makes 10. I'm done. You may go.
All right. So this might be a strategy that people haven't really thought of doing with the invaders.
Play properly. Play properly. I gotta play properly. I gotta run away.
Oh.
That was the whole thing. We talked about it. I just forgot to do it.
Actually, I'm going to start off by drawing my 1 card.
Ah, there we go. Yeah. See?
But basically, this is one thing that I don't think people really think about, but it is possible with this deck combination. So a lot of people don't think about doing this, but I'm going to use the Disintegrator, place a minion of power 3 or less in the bottom of his owner's deck.
Yep.
Because the whole point is getting the invaders up as many times as possible.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's now on the bottom.
That's a good strategy because then it lets him use his 2s again.
Yeah, because now I'm going to use my Venus thing. I'm going to go through, and that makes me reshuffle, so it's not going to be in the bottom of the deck again. I can draw them again.
That's right.
And if not, I got a Sprout to get them out again.
Yeah, it's good. That is sort of contingent on getting the Venus Man Trap out.
Yeah.
But if you do, then it's a viable... You can augment your power.
A lot of people don't think about disintegrating their own invaders, so. But it gets it back in your deck to draw it again for a victory point.
It does indeed.
And if you got a way to shuffle, being on the bottom doesn't really matter. You like to cut that for luck?
For luck. For luck.
And that changes it to 10, right? And now I draw 2 cards. And it's your turn, Derek.
Fabulous. Before I do anything, Master Thief talent, draw my treasure card. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Okay. This is fun. So this is a treasure card that I'm going to play. And... Or actually, should I... Wait. So what's our power here? It's actually low, isn't it?
So it's 2
so
plus
just
4,
discounting
6.
the talent. So everything's -1.
Yeah.
So it's a 4 and a 2. So I got 6.
Yeah.
That suits me just fine. I'm going to play a potion of redundancy potion. Fantastic. This is a great treasure card to get because play on a minion, ongoing. This minion has the ability talent, use the talent ability of another minion. So the Master Thief is a minion with a talent ability.
Oh no.
So Captain Amazing is now a double Master Thief. So I'm now drawing 2 treasure cards per turn. So Captain Amazing will now use her talent to draw. Excellent. Very good. And I believe that I have not yet played a minion. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I talk so much, I'm losing track. Alright, so that's fantastic because now I'm drawing 2 treasure cards per turn. It means I can get anything out anytime I want. For example, I can play a fence. You may discard 2 treasure cards. I'm going to just discard the Potion of Halitosis, which is what won the game the other time. And the Boots of Butt Kicking, which, frankly, is so-so. Actually, it's not too bad, but anyways. Neither here nor there. Discarded, 1 victory point for me. I now have 2 victory points, and there is 4. So his invaders is still faster, coming up faster than mine. But if you look at the board, I have an advantage on power and bases. Okay, so I played a minion. I played an action. I drew 2 treasure cards. I will now draw 2 regular cards and then count my hand. And I think I'm going to have... So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I'm actually okay. I already have 10.
Okay. So my turn. So I'm going to use my Water Lily, get my extra card. Also, start of my turn. Both will start of my turn. So, start this card at the start of your turn. You may search your deck for a minion of power 3 or less. So I'll play it here as an extra minion, which of course I'm going to do that.
Yes, indeed.
So that would be an invader. That would give me 5.
And let me guess, you're going to disintegrate your invader? Sorry, here's your 5. So I'm guessing he's got another disintegrate coming. There are 2 disintegrates in his deck. It is known.
And you're right, I was going to disintegrate another invader.
Figured.
Then I'm going to use my talent to search.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I will use that to do my search. So I reshuffle. So if by chance he kills my sprout, there's still a way for me to get the invader up because I'm shuffling my deck and it can come up sooner.
That's right.
I think right now both of our decks are working the way it's supposed to work.
It's good. It's really good for the video to see kind of how the combos work. It can be really frustrating. Sometimes even playing a deck where you have all these extra ways of pulling things, sometimes it still doesn't work out.
Yeah.
But that's the nature of statistical. Well, card games are inherently statistical.
Then you got the Vikings that are stealing stuff.
Yeah, well, that was different. That's just mass chaos.
Yeah, I'm going to draw 2.
Okay. So one of the things I like about this deck combo is there's enormous versatility because the treasure deck has a lot of versatile stuff, and it's random what you pull, but it is there. And also the superheroes have some pretty good versatility as well. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And notice that I got 5 power and I haven't even popped a base yet.
Exactly, and I'm sitting at 2, but
yeah,
I'm spread out. The reason I'm not popping bases, I'm spread out. Okay, partly I'm just trying to keep my guys alive because I'm powering my combo.
Yeah. So one way I'm kind of playing into his hands a little bit here too, but
yeah. Okay, so first of all, before I do anything on my turn, I now have 2 Master Thieves. So I'm drawing 2 treasure cards. 1, 2, bang, bang. Let's see what I get.
You gotta get that one victory card sometime. Keep drawing them.
For my action, I am going to play something that's going to piss off Larry. My only weakness, play on a minion. This minion's abilities are cancelled. So the Venus Mantrap can no longer do his fancy-dancy little shuffle. So his one invader is temporarily stuck in his deck until he can get it out again.
Well, the Sprout will get it out.
Oh, that's true. The Sprout will get it out, yeah. That'll be the last time, though.
That's why I wanted to get rid of the disintegrators first. So I knew you had that potential.
Yeah. He's also used both those disintegrates, so that strategy is pretty much run its course anyways. But it's still good to just kind of put a kibosh on the man trap.
Yeah, because I can still use them to get my scouts and stuff too.
Exactly. So. Yeah. It's still gonna draw power.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was my action play. I've drawn my two treasures. I have not played a minion yet. So where are we at with minions? Yeah, I'll throw a pickpocket down. So the first pickpocket we've seen. Pickpocket is the 2 for the thieves. If there's another pickpocket here, draw a treasure card. Meh. It's pretty weak.
It just gives you a chance to
more
draw
more treasure.
Yeah. But it's kind of hard to do because you got to get more than one.
It's frustrating, and they're 2s and they're slow. This deck is slow. And that's why, especially after playing Robot Zombies last game, this deck is really slow for power, but you're pulling 5s left, right, and center. I've got three 5s on the board right now. Okay, I think that's it for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Drawing 2 means I have to discard 2. Okay, now I have some difficult decisions to make. Here's one easy decision. That's 1 discard. Thieves do have some really crappy cards. Yeah, I'll, there we go. Done.
Start of my turn, Sprout just destroyed.
Yet another victory point, yes?
Yep. Invader comes out.
So Larry's got 6 to my 2. So definitely the invader strategy. Now it's ticking along. Larry's been able to milk it about as well as you could possibly milk it.
Yeah.
And honestly, if I'm playing that combo and I was in Larry's situation right now, at this point I would potentially just shift gears and just go for straight power and just pop aces. Once you get a bit of an advantage, you can just pop aces. Now it's a little bit different because I'm playing another alternative combo deck.
Beam up, return a minion to its owner's hand.
There you go.
Play a minion.
Okay. There you go. I got my work cut out for me to catch up.
Well, the thing is, at this point, I think I've done every single trick in the book. I think I played my beam ups, I've played my disintegrators, I've played my crop circles.
Crop circle, that's true. Yeah,
I mean, this is basically it for me. So from here on in, I have to start.
There's one really powerful card in the Aliens deck that he hasn't played yet, which is one of the most powerful cards in the game. I think he probably knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the terraforming.
Yeah.
This power is now going to be
Okay, did you get power? Or you ever did? 16, is that what it is?
I believe so.
Okay. Are you done?
Yep.
Okay, so actually while you're thinking about discarding, I'm going to activate my 2 Master Thief talents and draw my 2 treasures. Sweet. Okay. So I've drawn my 2 treasure cards. Okay. First time to see another really cool thing about this deck that I like a lot. It's the Cat Burglar. So I'm going to play Cat Burglar. This is the 3. Yeah, Larry knows. So this is the 3 in the Thief deck. So there's 3 Cat Burglars. And with this combo that I'm using, it's brutal. So this is actually a very powerful deck because you've got a whole bunch of 5s from the superheroes, 5 5s and superheroes. Plus the Cat Burglars can be way more than 5. So the Cat Burglar says, reveal any number of treasure cards from your hand. Place a +1 power counter on this minion for each one you reveal. I'm now going to reveal 6 treasure cards. Okay. So there's 6 treasure cards. That's now a 9. The cat burglar is a 9, which will pop the base. So boom. So it's a slow deck in the traditional sense, like compared to robots or zombies, but it's potentially very powerful. And I've got 3 of those, and that's only the first one to come out.
Yeah.
So these are not anything. I'm just revealing them, so Larry sees what I got. The Wand of Dowsing is the most noteworthy. I could have actually played that, but I'm not. Okay, so I've played that. That was my minion.
Yeah.
Yes? I have not actually played an action yet, correct?
Yep.
You concur? So I'll play Smuggling. Discard 2 treasure cards to gain 1 victory point. Shuffle your discard pile into your deck. Place this card on the bottom of your deck. So notice that it actually comes back. And it's a way to get stuff back, potentially. I'm not using it for that really right now. I decided to just kind of go for it. So I'm going to discard 2 of these mini treasure cards. So anyways, that's the Smuggling, which is the one action I showed at the beginning of the game that is a victory point. I better take my victory point. Okay, so far I'm actually doing well for my strategy because I got both fences and the Smuggling out. So the Smuggling, shuffle your discard pile into your deck and place this card on the bottom. So we're going to shuffle that now. So potentially anything that I've played, well, that I've discarded up till now can come back at this point. Nothing really super exciting in there.
Your hope would be to get your Master Thief back in your deck too, so your twos can get
it's a backup. It's a backup way to get the Master Thief back, but the superheroes have other ways. The superheroes have several cards that lets you pull cards back from the discard. So I'm not too worried about it, and frankly, I have a treasure card in my hand that it was revealed, the Jetpack of Anachronism, which was just revealed, which will certainly be going on the Master Thief when I get a spare action player that I'm not using for anything else. Okay, cut for luck.
One thing I was trying to do too, which people might not have thought of, is I'm trying to get as much lead on him as possible.
Yeah.
So when bases do start popping, then I'm hoping I got enough lead.
Exactly. It doesn't work so well because I'm using a similar strategy to him. But if this was a deck that I was playing that didn't that relied entirely on popping bases, he doesn't have to go bonzo with. I
can just spread out, and just pick up second place.
You just got to get a few invaders down, get a few point lead. And then just convert to a traditional pop bases strategy.
Yeah.
All right. So much talking, I'm forgetting what I've done. So I have not played a minion, have I? Oh no, this is all the same turn. This is all the same turn. Okay, so that was my action. So I got 1 victory point from that. I'm popping this base. That's going to give me 4 plus 2 treasures are going to come out. We're each going to share a treasure. Yeah. Should we pop it?
Yeah.
So the interesting thing here is I've managed to use chumps to get rid of his primary cards, which is sort of appealing.
Yeah, fortunately, there wasn't any really super high powered bases. I mean, I thought about coming over here, but you already put a bunch of big stuff there too. So.
Exactly. I just spread out to cover my bases, literally.
Yeah.
Because that way, the nice thing about the cat burglar is you can drop a lot of power fast and catch people unaware. Okay, so specials, nothing weird?
Nope.
Do I have any specials? Yeah, okay, so...
I got my point from Invader, so I'm okay with that.
Exactly. No, and you're ahead. Now, I think I might just catch up here, but we'll see. Okay, so first of all, let's take care of the base.
Yeah.
So...
you get cash on yours for silver.
Exactly. So I'm at 7 points now, and you're currently at 7, but you're getting 2 more.
Yep.
So I've cut your lead to 2, so that's good.
Yeah.
All right, so that's only 1 base. I'm only 1 base behind.
See, I was kind of hoping to pop that base eventually because I wanted that 2 point spread.
Now, so I can get rid of these guys. Now the interesting thing here is we've got 2 treasures, right? Am I reading that correctly? 2 treasures. Okay.
2 treasures.
I won, so I get first pick.
Yep.
Is there a wishing ring? No, there's not. Okay, so we've got a potion of idiotic bravery One minion gains +3 power until the end of the turn. Or we have a chest of holding. Play on a minion. This minion has +1 power for each treasure card on it.
Ooh, that's useless for me, so I know which one you're picking.
Exactly. It's useless to you, so I'll take this one. So that goes into our hands.
Because I won't get too much treasure, so.
Yeah, well, this might get some, but not much.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the mine. Wait, this is the first base we popped, isn't it?
Yep.
So this is just actually noteworthy.
We're both like halfway through.
Yeah,
this first base pop.
Larry's got 9 points, and this is the first base that's popped. Okay. The Monkey Lab. Minions here get +1 power for each action played on them. Meh. It's a 4-2-1 though, so that's a 2-point spread. So that's a solid. That's better than this for points.
Yeah.
Although this is treasure. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's my turn still, right? So I'm at the end of my turn. I'm drawing 2. That means I'll have 11 cards. I'll have to discard a card. Ooh, interesting.
I'll use my water lily while you're doing that. Draw another card.
If you're going to play this deck combo that I'm playing, it probably would be worth a while to sit down, assuming you own it, sit down with the treasure deck and read all the treasure cards. Ah, Weed Eater.
Stick grow, play an extra minion.
Whoa. Soon to be 10 power.
And then we'll draw 2.
Okay, so that's now 10, right?
Yep.
So this minion has -2 power on the turn you play it, but as soon as the turn ends, it bumps to 5. So those are actually your 3s, right? There's 3 of those? It's been a long time since I played.
I can't remember.
Or is that your 4?
That
might be your 4.
I think those are my 4s.
That's your 4. So there's 2. So those are both out then. For those who don't know, the standard Smash Up deck has 10 minions, and the breakdown of the minions for a standard composition is 1 5, 2 4s, 3 3s, and 4 2s.
Yep.
Any deck that has a different combo is an exception.
I just discarded, so you can go now.
Okay, cool. Before I do anything, my 2 Master Thieves, 1 and 2. Ding, ding, ding. All right. I've been waiting for this. I've been holding off and waiting. I haven't played a minion or an action. My action will be Wishing Ring. That's the 1 victory point in the treasure.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Wishing Ring, gain a victory point, place this on the bottom of the treasure deck. So you'll notice that my treasure deck is getting awfully small. So it's something that I'm going to be able to get back again fairly quickly at the rate I'm going.
Don't forget your victory point.
I won't, don't worry. Don't worry. Just talking too much. Talking too much, I'm losing my voice. Okay. I'm now sitting at 8 points, and you're at 9.
Yep.
So I've almost caught you. I'm going to walk the Master Thief. Says, move this minion to another base as my talent. For the boots of running really fast, I'm going to walk it over here. And
So there's 10 power there now?
yes. Correct. I'm going to play a minion. So the minion is going to be the Tiger Steed. You may destroy a minion with power 2 or less. I'm not seeing very many power 2 minions around in this game, so whatever. It's a 3. That's all that really matters. That was actually a treasure card. There's 3 minions in the treasure deck. The rest are actions. It's one of the 3. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm actually drawing 4 cards a turn, so it's actually a challenge to manage my hand at this point. I'm done. I'm drawing 2 cards. 1, 2, and I gotta count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm gonna discard 2. There's a 1 discard, and there's a 2 discard. You may go.
I'm going to play Terraforming. Search the base deck for a base, swap it with a base of play, discard all actions attached to it, shuffle the base deck. You may play an extra minion to the new base. So I'm terraforming.
I was wondering what he's going to do. Yeah, yeah.
So you can pass me my action there because it's killing my action.
That's true.
And you know which base I'm looking for. Usually one
you don't currently have any power there, but I have... Oh, actually, yeah, with that gone, then it's going to bump my power. So I'll be at 13 power. And then you can drop whatever you want. But this is going to wipe out... So the important thing is this is going to wipe out all the treasure. Right? That's... Yeah. Let me see terraforming, actually.
The treasure stuff stays on there. All the minions stay on.
Minions stay. Okay. Search your base deck. Swap it with the base in play and discard all actions.
Yeah. Okay,
so this is an action played on the base as well. So that reduces the treasure by 2.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That's okay. So shuffle the base, etc. Okay. Right.
This big base, I think would be like the very last one I'll look at probably.
So that was actually a good play for Larry. That was probably a mistake for me to move the Master Thief here at the same time as another guy, but there's only so many bases. This is the trouble with a 2-player game. You only got 3 bases. So with the 2-player game, it can be quite tricky to. There it is. The standard switcheroo. So I've already got 13 power. The breakpoint of 16. He's just got to throw a couple power on to.
My extra minion will be a scout.
Yeah, and then the scout will come back to his hand too.
And then I still got my regular minion play.
Exactly.
Which will be Water Lily over the Monkey Lab.
Good, so that was a good play. That's going to give him a 2-point bump. And it gets rid of my my draw, my crazy draws. For the moment.
That's what I was thinking. Like, that was my opportunity to get rid of both those guys.
Yeah. So that was probably a mistake to move them together in the same place, but, you know.
Yeah. Any specials?
I'm just looking at. Okay.
Alright, so you get 2 victory points, so I'll put you to 10.
That's true. I'm getting 4.
4, yeah.
Wow, you're close to winning.
So there's my 6, give me 13. 6 plus 4 is 13.
You got 9?
I'm gonna have
you had 9
I'm
to
gonna
start.
have 13, yeah.
You had 9 to start, right?
Yeah.
Ding. Okay, so
Scout comes back to my hand.
that's gone. Oh, we gotta do treasures as well.
Yeah.
So we've got how many treasures? 3 treasures to come out. Okay. So well, let's do treasure. We already did points, so let's do treasure now.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 treasure.
Derek still gets first pick because he won the base.
Well, that sucks. So we got the dwarf, which is not bad because the dwarf can play a card from the treasure discard pile as on the minion as an extra action. Okay, I'll take the dwarf. The other 2 are garbage. Take your pick, garbage or garbage. What do you want?
Potion of Cowardice.
Excellent. I'll take the knee pads of Allure, which are absolute garbage. Undeniable garbage. But I've got a shit ton of treasure. Okay. So this is actually really interesting because this game is getting down to the wire. I've got 10 and he's got 13. It's going to be tough, actually. Now that he's... Well, actually, it's, yeah.
Depends on what base pops up.
Yeah, no, see, because, like, I know that the, I know where the wishing ring is. The wishing ring is...
Very in the bottom.
2 turns away. Had I had my 2 draws, but I don't have my draws anymore.
Which is what I wanted to prevent.
Yeah, exactly. So...
You want to cut that before we draw the base?
Yeah. Why? Oh, yeah, that's right. You searched it. Yeah. Finish that one. Neutral space. Minions here are not affected by other players' minions here. Okay, so defense. Captain Amazing and the Master Thief go there. Potion of Redundancy Potion, and the boots are running really fast. Go over here. And I think I think Larry's going to get this game, from what I can tell. I don't think there's much... Well, that's not true.
So I'm going to draw 2 cards, and then it'll be your turn.
Indeed. There's going to be some randomness here.
I have to discard a card. I'll get rid of Deep Roots.
That was your turn.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I got 12 cards in my hand at the start of my turn. All right, that's fun. Well, he was able to strip me of my primary strategy. Okay.
Basically, right now, my strategy is going to be because...
Larry just has to sit back and let me pop bases and just get points from second place. That's all he has to do to win.
Because if you get to 15, you would have to pop a base from those 5, which could be this one, actually.
It could be, yes, I know. The really dangerous thing here is that he's only 2 points from winning. He could win on the strength of invaders, potentially. Yeah. And...
Because I got a 3-point spread.
I think all is... Let me look at your discard pile. Yeah. I believe both invaders are in the discard pile, but I haven't double-checked that. Yeah, they're there. So I know that the invaders are in the discard pile currently. It's not so easy for that deck to pull from the discard pile. Actually, not even...
I don't think it's possible.
I'm not even sure it's possible. Yeah. Okay. My turn. I no longer have any draws for treasure draws. But I've got a shit ton of treasure in my hand. I actually made a mistake. I have a jetpack of anachronism that I should have had down on my Master Thief. That should have been a higher priority, and I'm now paying the price for my foolishness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, breakpoint of 19. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 8 power is needed to pop the base. Cat burglar. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, I got it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I counted that wrong. Yes, that's right, 7. So I got 7 treasure cards in my hand, which means the cat burglar is a 10. Seriously, people, a 10. What was the last one I played? It was like a 9?
Yep.
So, that by itself makes this deck quite potent. The fact that these cat burglars can be so crazy.
Now it's just going to depend on what
now it's a random draw to see what that base is.
Yeah.
So if it's a 5, actually, what the heck's going to happen here? No, 5, 3. That actually might be a mistake, because if it's a 5, 3, 2, which is a common base spread, yeah, that probably was a mistake, because either way, it's gonna let Larry win probably, right?
If it's a 5, but it might not be though. Well, actually,
if it's a 4, I lose for sure, because I'm not gonna make.
What if it's a jungle oasis?
1 in 60 chance.
Gives you 2. There's a couple bases.
1 in 60 chance. Yeah.
There's 2 bases like that.
I think that was probably a mistake. That's the thing. There's really nothing I could do short of popping a base solo.
Yeah.
The wishing ring.
No, see, my plan is just to spread out and just if any base pops.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the wishing ring. I was relying on the wishing ring to get another victory point. So we'll just have to see what happens. But I think I have an action to play, right?
Yep. If I could pull out this victory, I'd be happy, because Derek's beaten me quite a bit with the Thieves. These superheroes. This would be nice to actually finally beat him. With the original best alternative deck, I think.
This is just convincing me that these are pretty much comparable.
Yeah.
Now there's one card in there that would give me the win, but I don't think there's any way I can pull it.
And if I win this, it's because I went hard on my invaders first and got that point spread. It's just.
Yep.
I knew I needed.
You got the cards right away. Very first turn, you were playing invaders.
I had an invader in my hand right off my original draw.
Yeah. Which is nice. Yeah. I'm just racking my brain for any conceivable way. No, I don't think so. So there's only really one thing that I can do that could be of any relevance, and I don't think there's anything. I don't know the treasure deck backwards and forwards, but it's the only thing that might potentially even matter. So I'll just do it. We're going to play the Wand of Dowsing, draw 2 treasure cards, shuffle this card and the treasure card discard pile into the treasure deck. So we're going to draw 1, 2, and if there's anything, there's a halfling I figured. Yeah, nothing, garbage. So it doesn't matter, we'll worry about it later. But there's the Ring of Wishing, which I needed. And I didn't get, because I couldn't get there in time. Let's just see what happens.
Okay.
I mean, who knows? We could get a weird, like I'm just assuming, we could get some weird...
Base, maybe something that kills my minion.
Who knows? Ready?
Yeah.
Actually, so what does this say? It says, before this base scores, replace it with the top card of the base deck. Keep all cards on it, discard this card, and keep scoring. Out in the woods. Yeah, so that definitely gets Larry the win.
Before this base scores, each minion here
gets +1 power until the end of the turn. Okay, so I end up with 13 points. Larry gets 15. Game's over. Fist pump?
Yep.
Boom. Okay, so that was interesting.
Like I said, I'm happy to beat that deck because you've been kicking my butt with that deck for a while.
And this deck did beat. Just remember, this deck did beat the AA.
Yeah.
Zombies, robots combo. So that suggests to me that all 3 of these decks are on par, roughly speaking, and that it's really just how skillfully you play it and the luck of the draw combination. Cool. All right, so I'm just trying to think here. Our recap. We've played 2 Showdown power combo games.
Yep.
We've played Robot Zombies versus the Pirate Cyborg Apes. Of course, the Robot Zombies came out ahead, but not massively so. I think what was it, 1 base? I think it's 2 points.
It was 2 points.
That's pretty typical in 2-player games. Is you are usually within a 2-point spread. This was again a 2-point spread. We only popped a couple bases.
Yeah.
So this was the Alien Killer Planets versus my Thieves superhero combo, which performed pretty well. I'd say I made a mistake. I think I kind of was acting quickly when I moved my Master Thief to here. That was probably a mistake to put all my eggs in one basket. I should have spread it out more.
I jumped right on it.
Yeah. So, but had I gone over here, I would have just. See, the thing is, at that point, Larry's only 2 points from winning. Any base that pops gives him the win, even if he's winning it or not.
Yeah.
So the only way I could have pulled that out, and actually I regret it, I'm going to point this out because I think it's useful. I don't know the treasure cards particularly well, but this card is powerful. It straight up won me the game. And if I had it this time, let's just back up here. Yeah, you had one minion there, right?
Yeah.
So this is the Potion of Halitosis. Won me the game yesterday. Choose a base and a player. That player moves one of his or her minions from that base to another. And specially, you may play this before a base scores, but you must choose that base. So, had I had this card...
Yeah, you would have forced me off. You would have had 3 points. We would have been tied.
That's true. But the point is that I would have at least lived.
Yeah.
And I would have popped the base solo. and so I would have got points without you getting anything.
Yeah.
So this would have, yeah, I guess maybe it wouldn't necessarily give me the win, but it certainly would have.
If you want to know what my next play was going to be, I was going to play Overgrowth in the Monkey Lab since I had a big lead on it.
Okay.
But I would have to wait a turn before.
Oh, I see. To try to to try to pop it.
Yeah, that was my next play. So
yeah.
I was going to pop the Monkey Lab.
Yeah, Overgrowth is really good. Overgrowth is excellent. Cool. Yeah, and that's what's the base flip card? I always forget.
Terraforming.
Terraforming. Yeah, good card.
As you can see, it's often used to grab the winter squashed.
Yes, winter squared. Winter squash. That's if you're playing aliens, know that base. Make sure that base is in the base deck.
Yeah.
If that base is not in the base deck, then you're gonna have to go to one of the ninja bases.
Yeah.
The 2/3/2s.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a few 2/3/2s. Anyways. Cool.
Okay.
It's a wrap.
Thanks again for watching the Play Property channel.